Have you ever scrolled through your feed and seen a chilling post about the 3 days of darkness? Maybe you've heard whispers about a time when the sun will vanish, plunging the world into an unprecedented blackout. It's a concept that has echoed through prophecies, sparked countless online theories, and even been linked to scientific phenomena. But what's the real story? Is it a myth, a prophecy, or something we can explain with science? Let's turn on the lights and investigate this fascinating mystery together. The idea of 3 days of darkness isn't new. In fact, it has deep roots in various religious and spiritual traditions. One of the most cited sources is the Bible, specifically the book of Exodus. It describes the ninth plague of Egypt as a darkness that can be felt, lasting for 3 days, so profound that no one could see anyone else or leave their place. For believers, this isn't just a historical account. It's seen as a divine act, a powerful demonstration of authority. Fast forward a few thousand years, and the prophecy takes on new life in more modern mystical traditions. Figures like the 19th century Catholic mystic, Anna Maria Teggi, spoke of a future event involving 3 days of darkness that would punish the world and purify the faithful. Her prophecies, and others like them, describe a terrifying period where only blessed candles will give light, and people are advised to stay indoors, pray, and not look outside. These accounts are filled with dramatic, supernatural elements and have become a cornerstone for many who believe the 3 days are a spiritual event yet to come. But here's where it gets interesting. The internet has taken these old prophecies and run with them, creating a whole new genre of modern folklore. You'll find countless posts and videos claiming the 3 days are imminent, often linking them to specific dates or celestial events. They mix religious prophecy with New Age spirituality, talking about a shift in consciousness, a transition to a 5D Earth or a solar flash that will reboot humanity. While these ideas are compelling and create a sense of urgent community online, it's crucial to remember that they often build upon each other without solid evidence, creating an echo chamber of speculation. So we have the ancient religious texts and the modern internet theories. But what does science have to say? Can our world really go dark for 3 days? Let's start with the biggest question. Could the sun just turn off? The simple answer is no. Our sun is a massive stable nuclear fusion reactor. It has been burning for about 4.6 billion years and has enough fuel to keep going for another 5 billion. The processes that power the sun are incredibly consistent. It's not like a light bulb with a switch. It's a colossal self-sustaining star. The idea of it just switching off for 3 days and then turning back on defies the fundamental laws of physics as we understand them. So, if the sun isn't going out, could something block its light? This is where we get into some plausible, yet extreme scientific scenarios. One popular theory you might have heard involves a massive volcanic eruption, a supervolcano. Imagine an eruption so colossal it dwarfs anything in recorded history, like the Yellowstone caldera letting loose. Such an event would blast unimaginable amounts of ash, dust, and sulfur dioxide into the stratosphere. This aerosol cloud could spread around the globe, creating a volcanic winter. It would dim the sun's light significantly, causing global temperatures to plummet and crops to fail. While this would certainly cause a period of prolonged, terrifying twilight, perhaps even near darkness in some regions, it wouldn't be a complete pitch-black for 72 hours event. The dimming would be gradual and would last much longer than 3 days, possibly for years. It's a scientifically plausible disaster, but it doesn't quite match the specifics of the prophecy. Another candidate is a major asteroid or comet impact. We all know what happened to the dinosaurs. A large enough impact could kick up a similar amount of debris into the atmosphere, blocking out the sun. The effect would be very similar to a supervolcano eruption. A rapid onset of darkness and a dramatic drop in temperature, leading to a devastating impact winter. Again, this is a real, albeit low probability, threat that scientists take very seriously. NASA and other agencies are constantly tracking near-Earth objects to give us a heads up. But like the volcano scenario, the darkness would be a prolonged dimming, not a sudden, absolute blackout for a fixed 72-hour period. What about something happening in space? Some theories point to something called a photon belt, a hypothetical band of intense, cosmic energy that the solar system supposedly passes through. The idea is that this belt would somehow disrupt our sun or our planet's electrical systems, causing darkness. Or maybe a dense interstellar dust cloud could drift between us and the sun. While our solar system does move through the galaxy and encounter different pockets of interstellar gas and dust, there's zero scientific evidence for a photon belt with the properties described in New Age theories. And for a dust cloud to block the sun completely for 3 days, it would have to be incredibly dense and perfectly timed, a scenario so astronomically unlikely it just considers science fiction. So where does this leave us? On one hand, we have powerful spiritual and religious narratives that have resonated with people for centuries. These stories speak to our deep-seated fears of the dark and the unknown, and they offer a framework of meaning and salvation. On the other hand, we have the scientific method, which looks for evidence and testable explanations. Science tells us that the specific 3 days of absolute darkness scenario, where the world is plunged into a supernatural blackout, is not supported by our understanding of physics, geology, or astronomy. However, the scientific scenarios, the supervolcano or the asteroid impact, are sobering. They remind us that our planet is a dynamic and sometimes violent place. While they don't match the prophecy exactly, they do point to real vulnerabilities. These events could cause widespread disruption, including power grid failures that would create a man-made darkness far more widespread than any natural dimming. Imagine a world without electricity for days or weeks. That, in itself, would be a modern-day 3 days of darkness for most of us. Ultimately, the 3 days of darkness is a fascinating intersection of faith, folklore, and science. As a prophecy, it serves as a powerful metaphor for purification, a call for spiritual readiness, and a warning against straying from a righteous path. As a modern internet myth, it highlights how quickly ideas can spread and evolve in our hyper-connected world. And as a scientific thought experiment, it pushes us to consider real, albeit remote, global threats and the importance of preparedness. So, the next time you see a post about the 3 days of darkness, you'll know the full story. You'll understand its ancient roots, its modern interpretations, and the scientific realities. It's just a reminder that some of the most enduring stories are the ones that tap into our deepest questions about our place in the universe. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive. What are your thoughts on this topic? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content that unravels the mysteries of our world. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.